Good morning, beautiful people. This is your girl, Aisha McNeil, your favorite Georgia realtor, your favorite friend, I hope. Today, I want to come to you with today's thought on the heart. Yes, the heart is involved in everything that we do, right? It's the life that breathes, the life that pumps things in our, consciousness and our physical, spiritual, emotional, social well being, right? It's the heart, the center. So let's talk about the thought of today, okay? We're going to come from the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 34. Once again, that's the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 34. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. Let me say that again. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. Where do you lay up your treasure? It is in your heart. Where do you lay your feelings? Where do you lay your desires? Where do you lay your dreams? It's in the heart, the center of it all, right? So let's talk about today's thought. In the Bible, the heart is considered the center of thought and feeling. God cautions you to guard it all above all else, right? So I want you to look at Proverbs 4:23. That's chapter that's Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23. Look at it on your own time. Because your heart filters everything that happens to you and around you, when you neglect your heart, it becomes filthy and clogged with all kinds of foulness. Yes, we have to be careful not to clog our hearts. And bad experiences, the way people treat us, sometimes will clog our hearts, right? So we don't want our hearts to be clogged with foulness. So, bitterness, jealousy, impure thoughts. A dirty heart can no longer distinguish the good and healthy from the harmful. So it allows hurt and heartache to enter. When you keep your heart pure and clean, it blocks sinful thoughts and desires that could destroy you. A pure heart is the best prescription for a long, happy, and healthy life. And it is essential, essential. It is essential. Yes, like an emergency, it is essential for leadership with integrity. We're talking about leadership, the heart with integrity. Today's plan is when the great physician looks at your heart, in what condition does he find it? So today's thought of today was focused mostly on the heart. That is where everything flows through us. And we must keep it pure and guard it at all costs. Because what gets in our heart can clog us up and allow us to have bitterness and jealousy and impure thoughts. And those are not the things that God desires for us. God desires us to have a pure heart and to guard it with all our consciousness, protecting it. So the plan for you is when the great physician, the Lord, the God of your life, the creator, the spirit, the I am that I am, searches your heart, what condition will God find your heart in? And it's okay. Life has dealt us a deck of cards that we had to play to survive. I get it. But let's start today and cleanse our hearts. Because the beautiful thing about a clogged heart is kind of like a clogged sink, right? You can get a plumber to unclog it if you can't do it yourself. So, look, let's unclog our hearts and remove jealousy, bitterness, anger, or impure thoughts, and replacing them the love, gentleness, kindness, and the desire for a good future. So that leads me into what I want to go into before I let you go today. So, guess what? We're going to talk about vision is as close as your deepest desires. How great is that coming from the heart's desires? And now we talk about the vision when we said it was the center. The heart was the center of everything, right? So I'm going to get into Miles Monroe, his power of vision. And I'm going to leave you with this today. Psalm 37:4 says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desire of your heart. Desires of your heart? Desires of what? Your heart. Verse 4. See the heart again. I didn't even realize, guys, I picked that before I chose this, right? God is in alignment with this today. So listen, it makes me happy and I get a little excited, a little loud about my excitement. So forgive me. So here we are. Wait a minute. Doesn't God give us desires from heaven? Yes, he does. Doesn't God give us desires of the heart? Yes, he does. So our desires originated there. But remember that God placed his desires for you within your heart. He put the plans for your life within you when you were born, and they have never left you. The heart in this case means your subconscious. God put his plans there because he wants you to make sure that you find them. Sometimes his ideas come and it multiplies, right? It's so many ideas that come all at once, and you're wondering, what do I do? What do I do first? Well, let me tell you something. God may put 5 or 6 things in your mind that he wants you to do, each one for a different season of your life. So guess what? You may have multiple desires in your heart, but they are for certain seasons in your life. Okay? Yet, whether he gives you one idea or 6 ideas, the thoughts of God are consistent. They will be present throughout your life, no matter how old you grow. The same thoughts will keep coming back to you, and the desires will never leave you. This is because the will of God for you never changes. Isn't that wonderful? The will of God for you never changes. So, the Bible says God's gifts and his call are irrevocable. Romans chapter 11, verse 29. The specifics of your plans may change as your purpose unfolds, but your purpose is permanent. So once again, let's go back to the Bible says God's gifts and his call are irrevocable, and you can find that in Romans chapter 11, verse 29. The specifics of your plans may change as your purpose unfolds, but your purpose is permanent. No matter what happens in life, you'll never get away from what God has put in your heart to do. Vision possesses you. You don't possess it. Thank you, Dr. Miles Monroe, for that. So today I got into my devotion of the heart. And so when I opened up for today, November 28th, and went to the heart, Luke chapter 12, verse 34 came up. We must guard our hearts, people. Lovely, lovely people. In life, we experience things. And in life, we harbor those things that we experience. And they control our thoughts and our feelings as we move on into our future. So I want to tell you to be very careful what you are harboring in your heart. If it's hurt, let it go. If it's pain, let it go. Embrace what you feel, acknowledge it because it's real, but let it go because it will hurt you in the future if you harbor the pain. Because the more pain you harbor in your heart, the more you multiply it. But if you harbor the joy and the great memories in your heart, you will multiply the great memories and great joy that is going to find you. It's going to attract to you what is in your heart. It's a lesson I learn each and every day. A lesson I learn with each and every encounter that I have with people. I want you to understand, people, that your heart is not a failure. Your heart is a success. Sometimes people hurt us. They take from us. They don't pay us back the things that they owe us. They talk about us behind our backs and laugh in our faces. There's one thing a pastor of mine said to me as a minister. He said this. He said, Aisha, I want you to remember, he was talking to all the ministers at the time. He said, I want you to remember this. Everyone that shakes my hand and smiles in my face don't have my best intentions. They don't love me. And he also said, be very careful because they will use you to get to me. Anyone who is close to leadership, people tend to use them to get to the one in leadership. So I recently have been meditating on that because we have to be careful that we don't allow people to get to the righteous leadership through us by hurting them and bringing forth pain in their lives. But also, leadership must also abide by the rules of not hurting and harming the people that they lead. So, once again, the heart, guard it at all costs, above all else. Okay? And God's plans for you is permanent, according to Romans chapter 11, verse 29. As I tell you always, take life by the throat, beautiful people, and make it speak into existence what you desire, your heart's desire. For in your heart is where all things flow. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what are you speaking? Speak life today. I love you and God bless you and take care.